venue, location, weather, things like that. All those things really kind of play a factor in, and some of them have more precedence over others.
Were you relieved to hear Ben say no Super Speedway for the finale?
Yeah, certainly. It definitely was good to hear him say that, they want to kind of keep the identity of what NASCAR is, and that certainly, I think, is very important.
Denny.
I was just going to say, he also said that the clash will most likely remain domestic at least for next season. Is that okay, or do you feel like you need to push a little bit more international?
Due to FIA, I don't know that we can really go international more than twice. So I'm not really sure what the long-term, whether you're even allowed to. So while there might be a push, because of FIA, I'm not really sure how many times you can do it.
Denny, I want to jump ahead a little bit to the All-Star race next week. I'm curious what your thoughts are on the format, the promoter's caution, all those things.
Yeah, nothing really changes. It seems like it's a pretty much straight up race, other than you have that caution that could happen in that window. You would think if there's no caution somewhat near that they're gonna throw it. So I would just plan on it, and I don't think if all the teams plan on it, I don't certainly think that it's gonna throw a wrench in much.
Do you have any thoughts on the 600 coming up?
Looking forward to it. The Charlotte Oval really has taken a giant step over the last few years and been one of the best racetracks I think that we've got on our circuit. So good to be back on the oval, and certainly that's a big weekend for everyone.
This is the first time that 2311 is going to be fielding 4 Cup cars in the same race. Has the shop been just much busier in the last week, and what extra challenges does having 4 cars have versus 3?
Yeah, it digs into your depth chart, both in the shop and on the road. It increases opportunity to win. That's another bullet in the chamber that you've got. So I like that how they responded. Certainly, we've planned this for quite some time, so we've been able to staff accordingly for it.
Anything particular you want to see out of Corey?
Just kind of see where we stacks up competition-wise with the rest of the Cup field. We all are very aware of his skill set, and he's going to get some good opportunities over the next few years to show that.
2311 has historically been very good here. It seemed like the field caught up a little bit last year. Was that more of a case of the field catching up, or were there things?
2311 specific?
Correct.
Yeah, I think they missed it last time here. I think there were some setup things they wish they could go back and redo. I think they have redone them, and they're probably going to be pretty strong.
Bubba says he feels like he's made true personal gains over the last year. Have you seen that in your driver?
Yeah, certainly. I think that the timing seemed to kind of be when he had a child there, things changed. But some of that comes with maturity and age as well. Everyone goes through it. No one's really the same as in their early 20s to their mid 20s and late into the 30s. Like it just everyone goes through a change. It just happens different for everyone and that timing. But it seems like towards the end of last year we started to see someone that was a lot more confident.
You're gonna have a boy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the dynamic? Is going to be different than being...
I had to have it. I had to have it, man. There was just too many women in the house. Between everyone, it just I being the only male in the house other than my dog. I might have had to tap out if we had one more girl.
Still gonna be outnumbered.
Still gonna be outnumbered, but this is just so much better for me.
Have you been looking for a fire suit themed onesie yet?
Not yet. Again, I'm trying to push my kids away from the racing as much as I can, but it's the girls, luckily all they care about is singing, dancing, acting, things like that. But the boy, who knows?
Then you're closing in towards 20 years since you made your debut here in the fall. It's been a while. You've seen so many different versions of this track. First off, how much do you remember about your debut back then? And also, do you like the version of the track Kansas is now as compared to when you first started?
Yeah, it did. The reconfigure here, usually when you talk about reconfigures, it's like, I think Homestead went through a great reconfigure. I think here went through a great reconfigure. But yeah, I remember being really competitive, and just the result never showed it because I think I had to pit under green for a flat tire or something that happened. But it was memorable. I just never will forget rolling off pit road, and I think I qualified 7th or so. I had Jeff Gordon to the right, Rusty Wallace right in front of me, and I was just like, I felt like I was in a video game. You're around all these iconic drivers and paint schemes that you watch for so many years, and so it was very surreal.
Larson, when he talked to us about Indy, is always like, it's like no big deal until until next week. Like he's not thinking about it or excited about it. Like, when you talking, like, does he ever mention it? Does he ever bring it up? Like, you guys ever talk about, like, it's not?
No, I mean, he runs so many big events, right? And I think that it's different for everyone, but certainly he'll have he's human. He'll have butterflies when it comes time to go qualify, and the first time getting in for practice during Indy week. But all of us fans of him, when he goes and does that, most of the NASCAR community is going to be rooting for him. So I just think it's a great thing that he's doing, and certainly can show how talented some of these drivers are.
Do you think that if he has a lot of success there or even wins, like, would that help boost the reputation of NASCAR drivers in general, internationally and around the world?
Could, yeah. I mean, it certainly could, and it's not necessarily like you got to win. It's just, can he be competitive? I thought he was very competitive last year. Just had one little hiccup in the thing that changed the whole result. I think that he's just going to be even better now, kind of understanding the traffic and whatnot, and what he needs in his car. So I would suspect he's going to be one of those guys that you're going to talk about on Fast Friday.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code FRONTSTRETCH to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
Kevin Nix with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.